Hi and welcome back for more musings with Eleni, me. Today's topic is the marriage idol or the relationship idol. In this video, I will be using the terms marriage and relationship interchangeably, okay? So some of you might be a little bit baffled, wondering, really, can we actually idolize marriage and relationships? The simple, quick answer is yes. Even though relationships and marriage are good things to seek and desire, but even them we can idolize. We are social beings and we are made for relationship and community, so it is very normal to want to fall in love and share your life with a partner. Okay? Unfortunately, in our culture, especially the Western society, we have idolized relationships and marriage. To start with, I do want to clarify what an idol is, particularly in this context, marriage idolatry. So my dear friend Google helped me out here. A definition for idol is 1, an object of extreme devotion, or a false concept such as a fallacy, which is my favorite definition, and also something that is greatly loved, admired, and revered. In other words, an idol is something that you worship or obsess over. It's a goal or a purpose that you have placed on a very high pedestal, and your life is incomplete if you do not reach it. In fact, you are miserable if you do not reach it or have it. So, Eleni, you might ask yourself, Eleni, well, how do I know if I have the marriage or relationship idol? Well, I've got you covered. Grab a pen and paper because I am about to read out to you the list of signs and symptoms of marriage idolatry. So, number 1, you are miserable because you are single. Simply because you are single. Just because you're single, you're miserable. Nothing more, nothing less. 2, you treat singlehood like a disease that needs to be cured, an anomaly in your life, a punishment, a cross that you have to bear, or some sort of suffering that you have to endure. On the other hand, you believe that the sun will rise and the birds will start chirping in your life when you meet the one, or in fact, someone. And for some people, it's just anybody really. As long as I have somebody to live with, I am happy. Now, don't put your pens down because there's a few more to go through. 4, I believe we're up to number 4. You believe that being in a relationship or getting married equals to feeling fulfilled, whole, complete, and happy. Marriage is the be-all and end-all of life. You believe life starts when you get married or into a relationship. And finally, you spend most of your waking hours thinking about how and when you will meet the one, or why it hasn't happened yet for you. Now, if you realize that you have the marriage idol, I want to reassure you that many of us in this society also do. You are not alone, my friend. Why so? Well, because we live in a society that makes money out of love and relationships. It is actually an industry, okay? Think of how many dating apps there are out there, okay? Also, songs. There's this very famous song that's from the 90s, 80s, I think it's from the 90s. It's a very famous one, and it is sung by some mega star, Mariah Carey, okay? And this is how the song goes. I can't live if living is without you. Mate, if you grew up listening to songs like this, you have been brainwashed, okay? And it's not only songs, but it's movies, it's books, and even those pop psychologists turned into gurus. They are not helping us by publishing all these self-help books that somehow free you from the blocks in your life hindering you from finding love. Or a book that's titled How to Have a Dating Brand. And all of this nonsense. Who on earth has a dating brand? Seriously, people. Movies. Netflix. Netflix? What is going on in your rom-com chick flick section? Why suddenly every movie has the word prince in its title? You know, a prince for Christmas, date with a prince. What's going on? Clearly, Meghan Markle has set the bar really high for the rest of us in Singletown. I'm not really sure we can, reach that bar though, so God help us. One more thing about Netflix though. First of all, I do want to shout out to my sister who even lives like 20 kilometers away. I can still use her account details for Netflix. So no, I don't have my own Netflix account. And one more thing about Netflix. There's this movie called Holiday. I highly recommend it. It is a cheesy rom-com. But you know what? Go ahead and watch it. You will thank me for it. I personally might have watched, a few cheesy romantic comedies over the holidays, over Christmas and New Year's, and I have zero shame about it. And neither should you. And this is what I want to close my video with, talking about shame. Hi, Brené Brown. So, I don't want any of you to feel shame if you realize that you have idolized relationships. And do not allow anyone to shame you for desiring love and marriage, especially if you are a woman in 2021. You can be beautiful, independent, successful, educated, and all of that, okay? And still, it is absolutely normal to desire love and marriage. Any woman who shames you for this desire or makes you feel mediocre for it, it is a toxic feminist. Run away with your life, okay? So, it is very normal to want a relationship, and I can't stress that enough. The idolatry part is when the desire becomes obsessive and when seeking the one takes up most of your free time and steals your peace and your inner joy, okay? But for now, for those of you who feel that you are finding, you've spent a lot of time and energy on finding the one, okay? And you are struggling to let go of the desire. My suggestion for you would be to seek counseling or therapy. A therapist will help you unpack the underlying driving force beneath this desire, and he or she could help you work through it. Now, of course, there are other alternatives such as self-work, working on yourself, and that would work too. I will make a part 2 video on this topic, the marriage idol, and in the part 2 video, God willing, we'll share some tips and I will share some basic ideas about what you could do in this self-work, okay? So I really hope that I have given you some food for thought, and please do share this video with anyone who you think would benefit from it or enjoy it. Until I see you next time, take care and God bless.